I've always been a little bit overweight. My weight has fluctuated up and down for the past 15 years, ranging from, at my lowest, about 150 pounds to over 210 pounds. I've tried every fad diet and program there is, but I always tend to return to around 190 to 200 pounds. That's just where my weight seems to settle. This is because at some point, I just can't stay on whatever diet plan that I'm on. It's too restrictive. The thing is, what I went through isn't a rare occurrence for anyone who has tried diet. For example, most of the contestants of the show Biggest Loser gained back their weight within 6 months after the show ended. A recent study on 21,900 dieters found that while most diets led to a modest weight loss, as well as improvements in cardiovascular risk factors, the weight returned soon after the experiment ended, and the cardiovascular risk returned after 12 months. So, what are we supposed to do then? Do we just give up and just accept that we're gonna be like this? No, there's a better way. True weight loss that stays off comes from long-term lifestyle change. This is something we've heard over and over again, but you actually have to change the way that you live, eat, move, sleep, and you have to do that consistently. And trust me, I get it. That is not a fast or an easy thing to do for anyone. So, for the next 6 months, that is exactly what I'm going to do along with you. I'm going to be using all the strategies that we've learned from habit building experts, nutrition, exercise science and health research, as well as gamification and storytelling in order to create a healthy lifestyle that I can live with. And the best part is that I want to share that journey with you so that you can do the same thing. Ready to get started? Let's get fortified. I'm about to embark on a 6-month adventure where I'm going to be focusing on all the things that we preach here at Fortify Strength to show you the type of results that you can get if you take our non-restrictive approach to living healthier. I'm going to be preparing most of my food, focusing on eating mindfully rather than counting calories, cutting my carbs, or eating in a specific window of time. I'll be making weekly vlog-style videos that talk about the different aspects of the journey, including strategies for how to make smart but unrestricted choices with making healthy lifestyle change that lasts. I'm also going to be streaming myself prepping some of my meals so I can show you how to create some of my favorite healthy meals that are affordable and, more importantly, they taste good. Because why? I am a big foodie. I mean, if I didn't gain weight, I'd probably be constantly eating. And I think it's just criminal that a lot of these people eating clean do so with the blandest possible foods. You can't just eat chicken breast, broccoli, and brown rice every day. Come on! Besides eating better, I will also be making it a priority to improve my sleep habits, establish a meditation practice, and of course, continue to improve my physical health through following along with the fitness challenges that we run here at Fortify Strength. The best part of it is that I will be documenting all of it and providing all the resources and tools that I'm using so you can follow along on your own health journey. Now, the first thing I do before I do anything impactful is ask myself, why? It's a really good way to get your head in the right place, and it works for any type of goal that you're trying to set. That's why I wanted to share my why with you. I've always struggled with my weight, never really happy with the way I looked or felt in my skin. Honestly, I still don't totally feel okay with it, and that's okay. I tried every program out there to varying levels of success, but I'd always eventually regress back to old habits because the diets were just too restrictive. They cut out too much of what I loved to do. I love food. It's a big part of my life. I love going to fancy restaurants and to hole in the walls and everything in between. It's something that brings me a lot of joy. And for me to try to cut that out of my life completely because it doesn't fit in my macros, that's just a recipe for failure. You see what I did there? Because, recipe, we're talking about food. Okay. So what I want to do is find a way of life that I can stick with for the long term. I want to find a way of life that doesn't cut out the things that bring me joy. Because what kind of life is that when you cut out all the things that make you feel good? While I understand that there is such a thing as moderation, and there is a line that can be considered going overboard, I don't want to feel guilty for doing the things that bring me joy. I also have a health condition called sleep apnea. Now, before you jump to any conclusions, I still had this even when I was at my thinnest at 150 pounds. So it's not necessarily all from being overweight. It's partially anatomical, but part of it is definitely my overall health. I feel like it gets worse as I gain weight, so this is something that I definitely want to explore. I have been using a CPAP for years, and while that's a big help, it's obviously super duper inconvenient. I look like Bane. It also limits my sleep to 6 hours before I just wake up. While I don't expect for it to disappear completely, I want to see exactly what these lifestyle changes will have on my condition, and hopefully I can provide some good information for anyone else suffering from this ailment. Next, if you know me personally, you know that I recently just became a father. Having a newborn child awakens something in you that changes your perspective on life and on health. I don't want to miss any moments with my son. I want to be there for all of his big accomplishments, so I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to make that happen. I need to really take care of my health so that I can not only be there for him, but I can also be a good role model to my growing child. I want to show him that you can enjoy life while still taking care of yourself. Finally, I want to share this journey with you. I want to share it with the community that we're building here at Fortified Strength, and I want to show you that the things we're teaching are effective and they're non-restrictive. They let you enjoy your life while keeping you in control. We got into this business to transform lives, and we want to give you every resource that we can to help make that transformation happen. We level up when you level up. You may be asking, how do I quantify healthier? How am I going to know if I'm on track, falling behind, or ahead of schedule? Let's start with what I'm not going to be tracking in this process, my weight. Well, I'm going to take my weight once before I start this thing. I'm not going to even look at the scale until I check in 6 months from now. What I will be tracking is a bunch of other outcome measures that I will use as trackable guidelines for what I consider healthy. These include waist circumference, cholesterol levels, daily energy levels, fullness levels, calm or excited levels, blood pressure, pulse, time spent moving, mood, and amount of vegetables and fruits consumed daily. I will also be monitoring my real-life RPG stats using our character assessment tool, which can be found down below. I'm also going to be setting some rules for this project with the purpose of increasing accountability, but also to show that I can get results without being obsessed over macros, eating windows, or cutting all my carbs out for some reason. I'm going to prove to myself that I can still enjoy life and get some positive health benefits on the way there. The rules are, number 1, the duration is going to be 6 months. Number 2, I'm going to be making one weekly vlog video on the insights I learned during the week, as well as body composition pictures, to show my progress. Number 3, there's not going to be any restrictive dieting, meaning there's no cutting out whole food groups or carbs or eating in a specific time or anything that I feel will lead to disordered eating. Number 4, I'm going to dedicate at least 20% of the meals that I have to be things that I really enjoy. That's about 3 to 5 meals a week. While I'm going to be mindful while eating these meals, I need to give myself permission to enjoy this kind of meal without any regret or guilt. I'm going to allow myself 2 beers a week since I love craft brews, and I'm going to have 1 boba tea a week since I am Asian and I love boba tea. Number 5, I'm going to be documenting everything in a journal. I'm going to share this journal with you as well as my exercise tracker, my habit tracker, and my food journal so that you can follow along. You can check those in the links below. 6, no scales. I will take my weight once at the beginning of the challenge, then once again at the end. While weight for some people is a really important measure, I think that it's often overstated. I think that it can often lead to bias in healthcare and poor body positivity and obsessiveness. So I want to show you that there are dozens of other ways to track your health besides the number on the scale. I have a few other ideas about things that I'm going to try during this project, including weekly mindfulness quests, following along one of our 30-day challenges, as well as live streaming meal preps to show you how I can make meals that taste great, but also provide the building blocks to creating a healthier life that you can enjoy. One of the biggest and most important things I'm going to be playing with is using narrative and story to help me on my journey. Whether that's through creating my avatar or through some of our own narrative workouts, I want to explore the power of story and games in creating better habits that last. So that's the plan. I'm going to be starting on the date down below, which is going to be the first Monday after this video airs. Check back here on Wednesdays when I will post my weekly update video where I'm going to talk about my progress, my struggles, as well as a little deeper dive into some of the aspects of the program that I'm putting myself through. I'm going to be providing you a lot of great information, a lot of good resources, and guidance for anyone who wants to get started on their own health journey. So don't forget to subscribe down below and to share this with anyone you think might need some information, some support, or some motivation on their own health journey. See you soon, everybody. And don't forget to always fortify strength.